I've been hearing a lot about funnelweb over the past few days, but is funnelweb overhyped? Let's find out. Alright, so now let's take a look at funnelweb's perks. Okay, so personally these are what I would go with. You got small bore, grants you a nice little amount of stability and range. It's sort of a 2-bit combo, and I think that's probably your best option for a submachine gun. And then you got accurized rounds. Since this gun doesn't really have that high of a range, as it is a submachine gun, it's kind of like a pea shooter in a way. And then perpetual motion does grant bonus stability and handling and reload speed just right after you sprint. And that is a really awesome perk. I really like this perk a lot. I think it's great. And then frenzy, you can argue that this gun could either have range finder or elemental capacitor. But on this kind of gun, after using it for at least 100 kills, I can guarantee you're going to need some kind of kill perk, because I wish this thing had kill clip because it would make it 1,000 times better. But it seems to take way too many bullets to kill somebody, and you constantly will find yourself overextending to get kills just because you have to constantly be hitting these bullets the entire time just for you to get anywhere with this weapon. And as far as masterworks go, I would personally go with range just because it gives you a nice little boost to your range. And overall, for submachine guns, it is something that you do very much need, is a nice range, because it will start to feel like that they can only fire in close quarters, and you don't want them to be too synonymous with shotguns as far as range goes. But you could go with the stability masterwork if that's something you really wanted, and if you just didn't like any of these damage perks, you could just go for rangefinder. But I really do stand by that this gun needs some kind of form of kill clip, frenzy, or even focused fire, because it definitely needs some kind of damage flow. And this right here is what I mean by overextending yourself. You're going to see where I have to hit a whole lot of these bullets to even get a kill with this weapon, and I'm going to have to keep constantly pursuing the enemy because they've got plenty of time to run away from me as I'm shooting them, because it takes so many bullets. But on some maps, this gun does feel actually pretty good, because if you come around a lot of corners, you've got a lot of time to hit people square up, just because you have plenty of time just to gun them down, and with such wide open spaces, and with a lot of little narrow bits, just because this is a submachine gun. So you can really ape with this thing very well, but you got to sort of pick and choose when you want to ape and where you want to ape. Personally, this gun does have a very high skill level, I think, to master this weapon. So for somebody like me, I think it's just a pretty good weapon, but it doesn't have like this crazy cracked feeling that you get like with some weapons just immediately after using them. Personally, I would use the Shariah's Wrath over this gun any day of the week. And you're going to see what I mean by that here. While they are still the same guns, and they do sit within the same category as they are secondaries on a technicality just because they're elemental weapons, but it does way much more damage up front. You do obviously have slower bullets because it's a different RPM than the funnel web is, but personally I would choose this gun all day every day over the funnel web. And it comes with kill clip, so this thing starts doing 30 to the head like it's nothing, and the range on this thing starts at a little bit higher of a base than funnel web. And then it has some really nice perks you can get with this weapon as well. Now, I don't know why anybody would pick funnel web over Shariah's Wrath in my opinion, because this thing absolutely melts. And now I know this gun has been out for a while. Maybe some of you have one, maybe some of you don't. As it is a trials-based weapon, it does have some kind of lock to it as a skill level. But if you could, I would just run trials just purely for loot, if that's something you gotta do just to get this weapon, because the version I have isn't even the adept version, and the version I got is just insanely good in PvP, and I'm so glad I have this role. Alright, so as far as the rating goes for this weapon, I would put it in the A tier category. I don't think it quite makes S tier. I think there's a couple of perks that I wish it had, would have put it in the S tier, and the fact that it does do so little damage in PvP that, in my opinion, it's not worth it when there's definitely other machine guns out there that do way better overall than this weapon does in the PvP sense. I would like to add a disclaimer that all of my ratings on weapons are going to be purely on a PvP standpoint and not on a PvE standpoint. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, peace.